What's good, y'all? Grand Rising, everybody. 6:30 a.m. Central Time. Shout out to everybody that's going to be catching the playback gang. Got a topic today. I'm going to talk about lack of accountability in boxing and no transparency with the PBC. Firstly, I want to start with I got this topic because I'm keeping my eye on this upcoming big fight between Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. They are going to be, squaring off in that ring. Jermell's pursuing two-time undisputed. Canelo Alvarez is pursuing his third defense as an undisputed champion at super middleweight. And I listen to what these fighters say before the fight happens, and then after the fight, I pay attention to what they say afterwards. If they have excuses, how the fans react. So that's why I'm going to talk about this accountability because accountability is what kind of what makes you an adult. Makes you mature. You just hold yourself accountable for your actions, what you say, what you do. And let's just start with Canelo. Canelo says that he don't have no injuries. He's in the great shape, and he's going to prove to the world that he has all the skills. He's going to prove to Jermell Charlo what he's all about. This, that, and the third. That's what he's saying. So I'm paying attention to that. So there's no excuses from Canelo Alvarez. He's saying that he has some injuries in previous fights. That's why he didn't look 100% versus John Ryder. He didn't look 100% versus Triple G, I guess, because of an injury. So that's what he's saying. But now he has no excuses. Jermell Charlo, he's saying he's in great shape. He is saying that he's highly motivated. He's fired up. He don't have no injuries. So when it pertains to both of these fighters, they are both stating that they are ready to go. And I believe that the fans, whether you on the Canelo side or Jermell Charlo side, should hold these fighters accountable, for what they say. We have seen in previous fights, for example, the Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight. These fighters said that they were 100%. Before the fight, they said that they was gonna do this and do that, and I'm the big stepper. I'm gonna treat you like a kid and all of this stuff, right? And we believed them. We're like, okay, hey man, Errol Spence, he in the best shape. He ain't got no injuries. He been waiting for the opportunity. Bud Crawford in the best shape, wait for his opportunity. So, hey, we're gonna see if they back up what they say in the ring. And then what happened after the fight? Whole load of excuses came, and granted it didn't come from like Errol Spence or nothing like that, but the fans, they come with a whole parade of excuses that a lot of the fans, that the fighters didn't even come with. So when it pertains to this fight with Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez, let's hold them to what they say. If they say that they have no injuries, if they say they're in the best shape, then let's just hold them accountable. I remember when Manny Pacquiao fought Floyd Mayweather. He had a load of excuses after the fight. On my shoulder, I did rotate the cup, but before that, he wasn't saying he had no injuries. So it's been a pattern of when the fight doesn't go one on the opponent's way, then they want to bring up injuries. Then they want to say, "Oh, I was very sluggish in camp," and all of this whole other stuff that wasn't mentioned before the fight. And I don't, I don't like that people react to these fighters just because they say something after the fight when they just got a clear L. So Whoever loses in this fight, hopefully they don't make no excuses because, like I said, when it pertains to Canelo and Jermell Charlo, they're not making any excuses right now. They're saying they're in great shape. Another one, I remember when Bud Crawford had fought Kell Brook. You know, it was a whole bunch of excuses after the fight, and people say, "Oh, Kell Brook this, Kell Brook that," but he was 100%. You know, the guy was on what, a 2 or 3 fight win streak. You know, people wasn't saying that, oh, Kell Brook is over the hill. They were saying Kell Brook is gonna give Bud Crawford hella problems. You know, and that he too big of a welterweight. And then afterwards, man, he's not the same. He's not the same fighter. You know, so I wish there was some, some more maturity and accountability in this sport when it pertains to the fans. And then I want to talk about the no transparency with the PBC. For years now, when it pertains to drug testing, we put this banner up. You know, I represent Vado and Nato on this side. Shout out to Flat Out TV in the chat. Shout out to Martin. And we got a troll in there. I ain't gonna mention your name, but shout out to you. Hit the like button. But Vada or Nada, you know, I like Vada. I like the way that they have been cleaning up the sport, exposing these cheaters. But when it pertains to the PBC, they have an issue with being transparent with testing. You know, they don't report their testing. They used to, but for some reason over the last few years, when it pertains to drug testing, whoever they're being tested by, they don't report that. It's, you know, they don't report it on the VADA website. You can't find these PBC fighters on no drug testing website. Okay? So, being that that is a fact, after this fight, I don't care if Jermell wins or Canelo wins. Let's not use the excuse that one guy was juicing up. Okay? Because they both could be juicing up. Or they both could not. But at the end of the day, there's no transparency. PBC does not make it clear to the boxing fans and to the world, the sport world, on if there's drug testing or not. So let us not use that as an excuse of someone getting the edge or the victory over the other. Okay? Because I heard a lot of this crap come up with the Errol Spence and Bud Crawford fight. Okay? But no, I mean, it was multiple PBC fights with no transparency on drug testing, and there was no complaints. It was just whoever gets the victory gets the victory. When Errol beat up on Ugas, there was no reports on who tested these guys. When Ugas got his eye broken up, you know, nobody said that Errol was juiced up when he broke Ugas' eye. You know, nobody said that Errol was juiced up when he beat up Sean Porter, or when he beat on Danny Garcia worse than anybody beat him up. We just gave him credit, right? But as soon as Bud Crawford beat on Errol Spence, now y'all want to bring up steroids because he got beat up worse than he ever got beat up. You know, people had never seen Errol Spence lose or get beat up, so they just assume it was a drug issue. So let's not do that, okay? This is a PBC issue. You know, they don't want to be transparent on drug testing for whatever reason, okay? Whatever reason that they got. But how about we just refrain from bringing up the drug testing shit because PBC don't like to be transparent with that. Plain and simple, okay? We don't know if these guys are juiced up or not. We don't know if they're getting tested or not. And I will say this, you know, I don't like the fact that when it pertained to that Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fight, I did see Victor Conti talking about, you know, oh, they was tested like 5 or 6 times. Oh yeah? Why they didn't report it on the website then, Mr. Conti? You know, if they were drug testing, we need to know that as fans. You know, how come and then it's crazy because Canelo Alvarez usually drug tests. He uses VADA for majority of his fights. Ever since he popped dirty for clenbuterol, he has been doing VADA testing. But You're not gonna find his name on the website for this fight. Why? Because he's fighting a PBC fighter, and PBC does not report their drug testing. So I don't like the fact that for that last fight, Victor Conte tried to come to defense and defend him. Well, man, Victor Conte, I don't care about what you're saying. Okay, there needs to be evidence. You speaking out and saying that, oh, there was drug testing. That's not evidence, man. You are not. What are you? You feel? What are you, the spokesperson for VADA? You know what I'm saying? When everybody else outside of PBC can get reported on there, when Devin Haney fight Lomachenko, right? They're on the website. When Emmanuel Navarrete, fights Oscar Valdez, that's on the website. A lot of different fights. When Anthony Joshua fights Robert Helenius, that's on the website. So that's transparency. That is letting the fans know what is going on. Okay? So that we know, okay, look, the drug testing, they're doing their job. Okay? And these fighters have designated a part of their purse to ensure that they're on an even playing field. And we're talking about PBC with no transparency. The side of the street that Floyd is over, Floyd is on that side of the street. And he was the one that was preaching, oh, there needs to be random blood in your intestine. Well, you're right, Floyd, but there also needs to be transparency. But since there's not, let's not bring up the excuses about drugs. I don't want to hear Canelo. If Jermell go in there and knock Canelo the fuck out, I don't want to hear no excuses. Oh, he was juiced up. He was juiced up. We don't know. It's no evidence. There's no transparency. If Jermell get knocked the fuck out, I don't want to hear shit. Let's not use that as an excuse. Because obviously PBC has an issue with being transparent with drug testing. So for all I know, all of them can be juiced the fuck up. Okay? But it's highly suspect. It is. So when I'm looking at these PBC events, I'm looking at it, my eyebrows raised up like, these niggas could be juiced up for all we fucking know. But oh well, that's how they move it. That's how y'all do it over there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want nobody to know how many times VADA pulled up. If somebody failed a drug test, we ain't gonna never know about it. So I wanted to get that out. Let's make that be clear and have some accountability. If you wasn't speaking about drug testing before the fights, don't speak about the shit after the fights, because that's what y'all did with the Bud Crawford and Errol Spence shit. You know what I mean? And I did videos. I did 3 or 4 videos talking about how come Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fight is not on the VADA website. It's for Undisputed. It was crickets out here, man. Just to tell you that fans don't fucking care. These boxing fans don't care about drug testing until their favorite person lose. And it's fake. It is straight up fake. And that's why I fell back from a lot of this shit, because I'm like, it's so much phony shit going on in this sport. And with these fan bases, y'all don't give a fuck about a clean sport. Y'all don't give a fuck that 3 or 4 people died last year or the year before in that ring, and there was no drug testing. This is a brutal ass sport. Dudes get hit upside the head and can die in that ring. Your favorite fighter can die in that ring. Jermell and Canelo could die in that ring this weekend. Then, and guess what? If one of them get brutally hurt, get sent into a coma, then y'all gonna talk about, oh man, shit, he was probably juiced up. The drug testing. Nah, shut up. Don't bring that shit up after the fight. How about before the fight, you speak on that shit? And don't use it as no excuse. There's no accountability hardly in this sport. Y'all don't hold these fighters to what they say. And then y'all want to bring up this drug testing and make all these excuses after the fact. But me, Black Horseman, I'm going to address this shit before the fight, and I'm going to speak on it after the fight. Because that's what I do on this side of the street. Unlike most of y'all, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I can look at the fight and look at the styles and all that, and we can break all of that shit down. Easy. But what about drug testing? How do we know that they're not using some performance-enhancing drug to get themselves an advantage, along with the skill set, along with the jabs and the counter punches and the foot movements and all of that shit, the defense, stamina, using shit to cut weight. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit plays a major factor. But no transparency with the PBC. So for all we fucking know, they can be using everything. Because there's no evidence to prove that they're drug testing. So I don't care about a fan talking about, yeah, they are drug testing. You hating. Shut the fuck up. I don't care about Victor Conti talking about, oh, they tested 6 times. Hey, man, shut the fuck up. Where's the evidence at then? You know what I'm saying? Why are PBC fighters so special that people ain't got to fucking know what's going on with them? Secret society testing and shit. That's what's going on over there. You know what I mean? So I ain't with all of that. So I figure I address that, man. Let's see who we got. A lot of trolls. What's up, Haplo? He said, let's not act like Canelo wasn't on Vada. I addressed that. But is he on Vada for this fight? Because there's no report, sir. Matter of fact, while I got y'all, let's see if they did 1 week of testing. Let me check. Man, shout out to Zhang Zilli, who Vada tested. Shout out to Richardson Hitchens, Jose Cepeda, who Vada tested. Jessica McTrashkills and Sandy Ryan, who Vada tested. Daniel Dubois, Alexander Usyk, who Vada tested. These fighters is fighters that are getting on the website. They are testing. They're not trying to hide the proof that they're getting drug tested. But I dare y'all get on the website and try to find a PBC fighter. I'll wait. Don't worry, I will wait. But then again, y'all want to try to use drug testing as an excuse, or this dude was juiced up. Hey man, shut that soft ass shit up. I don't want to hear no excuses about a PBC fighter and saying that somebody was juiced up and that's why they got lost. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's the fakest community ever, man. This boxing shit. I've been around for a while, man, and it's been the same ass cap shit going on. Shout out to Shakur Stevenson and this guy that he about to fight coming up. They drug testing. They are drug testing. Let's see who else. Hold up. Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. They're drug testing. Josh Warrington, Lee Wood. They're drug testing. There's evidence. Jake Paul and Nate Diaz had drug testing. I mean, come on now. YouTubers are out here drug testing using Vada. Come on now. Joet Gonzalez and Luis Alberto Lopez had drug testing. Come on now. Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron, drug testing. Come on now. I mean, keep the same energy, man. Before the fight and after the fight. Y'all be having new ass energy after the fight and shit. Then y'all want to talk about the important shit like drug testing and all of this other stuff. A lot of y'all just cap. Brown going one. What's up, dog? Yeah, man. Trash skill had drug testing too. So she ain't got no skills at all, but at least she drug testing. At least we know she wasn't cheating. That wasn't no draw though. She got her ass whooped, and I flamed her ass for that shit. Cause she can't scrap at all, but at least she was clean. It was a clean scrap. So I like to see evidence that it's a clean scrap. You know, I'm not here to say that Canelo and Jermell Charlos is juiced. I don't know, but I'm not here to say that they not juicing either. But I can tell you who's clean. I trust Vada. Vada or nada. If they using Vada, they ain't got nothing to hide. You know, they have nothing to hide. Not only do you need to see that green check mark on BoxRec showing that they enroll with Vada, but on a fight-by-fight basis as well, because they will pull up. They do thorough testing during training camp. They can pull up 5 or 6 times, random blood and urine testing. Like I said before, like Floyd Mayweather used to say. Well, y'all act like that shit don't matter until y'all favorite fighter get their ass whooped. So, like I said before, if Canelo get knocked the fuck out, oh well. I don't want to hear nothing about drug testing and all drugs and shit. If Jermell get knocked the fuck out, oh well. Shut that soft ass shit up. Must be another troll. BNB Boxing said Baumgartner is clean. Where's the evidence? Because the evidence proves that she's not. So come with something real. Not opinion, not emotion. Come with something real. So yeah, that's my topics today, man. Accountability and transparency. Those 2 factors today. You know, keep the same energy. You don't give a shit about Jermell and Canelo drug testing. If you wasn't doing videos addressing that, you wasn't in people's comment section addressing it, don't get in people's comment section and don't start doing videos after the fact. Because that shit is cap. You don't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? And like I said, when it pertains to the Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fight, I spoke on it beforehand. But you can go around and look at all the cap ass niggas that spoke on it after the fact. Because they didn't give a shit. I guarantee you, if Errol Spence would have won the fight, a lot of them wouldn't said a damn thing. They wouldn't have said a damn thing. But Errol got a whole bunch of fanboys. And when he got his ass whooped, they said, oh, hell no. It was snack. He was juiced up. Shut that soft ass shit up. Hey, that's all I got for this one, man. Hopefully y'all got something from it. Shout out to the underground community and the true media movement that everybody keeps it real, stays true to who they are, and does their part in this media. I'm out.